What is the gossip about your money? That's today's question. Hi, I'm Sunny, and I have 3 piles you may choose from left to right, pile 1, 2, and 3. So if you need more time, you're more than welcome to pause the video and then select the pile when you're ready. So I hope you guys are having a great day, because I feel I am, but that's just me. I have been enjoying the fact that the weather is a lot cooler now that we're in October. We all need a break from that heat. I think global warming is to blame. And for pile number 1, you guys have the 6 of Cups reversed. So I forgot to say that I'm gonna put the others, like everybody else was thinking about you and your finances, on the left side, and then you would be on the right side, and the middle is just the filling. So Ace of Swords upright is in the middle, and I should have just scooted these up a bit, but I did not, so I apologize. And then your last card for you would be the 9 of Pentacles upright. So let me place this on the right side. There you go. So for you guys, much of the gossip, talk about vicious gossip, you say, with the Ace of Swords. Why is the Ace of Swords so blurry? Oh. With the Ace of Swords, I do feel that, sorry, I should start already, just start the reading. I feel that they have been gossiping pretty like consistently fast. So possibly like messaging, like if I had to say it's somebody from your past specifically, I think it's someone from childhood or from a previous past connection or just a friendship. It does feel like maybe there's animosity here. So like maybe a friendship that went sour, or maybe a potential love interest that soured because, you know, you could have just walked away, or you just left them on red, or you ghosted them, or which is the same thing. But you could have also been the person to not really reciprocate I can never say that word right. Reciprocate. I think I said it right the first time. Reciprocate feelings, and maybe they're like bummed out and they just kind of basically their butt hurt. So that could be it. And like they might find any chance, like they meet, not any chance, but they were kind of like waiting for their moment to like talk bad, like not bad about you all the time, but just gossip about you. So it could be one of those things where they just want to like, they want to be petty. There you go. That's the proper way. That's the proper way of saying it. Whoever is within your past, I think you have a good idea, or maybe several people. It could be plural, truthfully. It could be 1 or 2 people, or more than 2 people, but specifically I'm looking at just like 2 or 3 maybe. But I do feel that overall this pile feels like I think you can sense it, and it's like petty things. I don't really think it's like deep things they're talking about to you when it comes to your finances. So maybe they just want to talk about how you've been someone who's been enjoying themselves a lot with this 9 of Pentacles, someone that's just kind of like, maybe you're the kind of person that's always showcasing really nice pictures online of like yourself in like really nice resorts or really nice vacation spots, or you're someone that's leisurely having adventures, being outside, being in cafes, being in areas where people can see you, and you're like, I keep thinking of Snow White with this one, where you're just like, I keep wanting to, that's the Little Mermaid, like look at this something, isn't it neat? I forgot the lyrics, but it just feels like you are one with nature. You're just enjoying yourself. You're like not considering putting yourself in a busy place, because you've already got yourself into a place where you are comfortable with your lifestyle. I think that you worked hard for it, so you're enjoying yourself. So the gossip is much about how you possibly turned away from them, like how why am I sorry, pile 1. They could possibly pick up on the fact that you walked away from them and suddenly like you got rich, or not necessarily that scenario, but you get what I'm trying to say between the lines, that notice how they were omitted from your life and suddenly things got better because they were possibly like being toxic, or like being not great, or like being not as nice. They had, maybe the facade broke, or they just matured, or you just matured too, or you guys grew separate ways. Doesn't always have to be that like petty, but just little things. It's little things that just led up to the point where like there was distance, you walked away from each other, or you just stopped connecting, all in all. You might just see each other like every now and then in person, or you can see each other online from time to time, but it's not something that you're like, let me comment on this person, right? Let me go like their stuff. It just feels like if you're on it, you might like it on your social medias, right? Or if somebody comments like, oh yeah, good for them, or something like that, or vice versa. But deep down, it's like indifference. It could be one of those things where they might just want to be petty and they just want to hurt you that way. That's where they gossip about you and how you got yourself to be in a position where you are comfortable and like you're being bougie. You get to actually experience these things, and that's why they're like maybe a slight bit envious, and maybe they might say that it's coming from a place of where maybe because you have that family background to like back you up, or maybe because you got married, for example, or if you, it doesn't mean that you got married necessarily, but you ended up in a much more stable connection with somebody, and they just see you like living the life of a home person, right? Where you get to like enjoy yourself, and you no longer have to work as hard, or if you do work, it's just a lot less work and a lot more having fun according to their perspective. So that's more or less how they view you, as they just want to be petty because they want to nitpick at the fact that maybe you just have a lot more stability in your life and a lot nicer things and luxuries. Like maybe it's just accessories, right? Like having a nice watch, or maybe you have nice earrings, or you got like a nice phone. There's nothing wrong with you having accessories too, or that you have frequent shopping sprees, or like treat yourself days. Like they will notice that, and they will just want they just want to like go at it with their sword. Like, look at this person, can you believe it? Like there's just so much pettiness here, but it doesn't go anything below that, right? It's just communication that's just being told, nothing more. It can be sometimes hurtful that you know of it, but it's not like you're surprised. It's expected but not surprised. I think you just came here for this confirmation. So that's more or less the scenarios that are entailing your money situation, pile number one. So I hope that helped. Next is pile number two. Everybody else is on the left, right? And the building is in the middle, and you will be represented on the right side. So on the left side, you have the Death card reversed. In the middle is the Queen of Cups upright, and you would be represented by the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So the gossip. So the gossip about your communication. The gossip about your money, pile number two. I feel that they keep a lot of their comments to themselves, but you subconsciously pick that up. I think that you have a good instinct, specifically maybe certain people, primarily people that you had ended cycles with, not necessarily from the past. I feel this could be also more present, but you're looking at you're looking at unsuccessful friendships or lovers, or even family members for here. I keep thinking maybe female figures, maternal figures, could be the reason, or the people who start the gossip about your finances and how it's changed. I do think these are like pretty significant cards. I think they're very vocal, which is interesting because it's reversed. So it's like you and them are quiet and they're reversed, but somehow things aren't good. So like example, so if it's just one person that you're focusing on, like them versus you, like what are they talking about your money circumstances? It would possibly be someone that has had to go through a lot of turmoil, so they don't say peep. They don't say peep, mostly because I think they themselves have been in rough situations, and that's where they're not in a place to critique. They're aware of it, but they like to maybe point it out and maybe think it, but they don't let that be known. I think they keep their comments to themselves. So it's like this passive aggressiveness of like, I'm gonna be nice to your face, but then I'm not gonna talk behind your back, but I'm gonna think otherwise behind your back. Or I might just tell my partner about it, or like, whoever's like just that one or two people, like maybe behind the scenes, someone who wants to be a little bit more sneaky. So it could be like that sometimes. that you feel that you channel that, where it's like that you know that they are thinking that, or maybe when you're speaking to them, you pick those energies up, but you know that they don't mean you not necessarily like harm, but more so like they don't mean you well, but they don't think that highly of you, right? And the Queen of Cups in the middle, maybe because your finances had to do, even if it's not because of motherly figures in your life, or maternal people, or older females, or responsible women, or just people in power that are females. It could be because you ended up being pregnant, or maybe because you got married and you are trying to prep for your fertility journey, right? One of those things, right, that they are aware of it, and maybe that's where your finances kind of like took a turn, the Wheel of Fortune reverse. So that could be one of those things where they think about it. Maybe it's like from a psychological aspect of what they know, what they pick up from you, and that's where they judge you based on. So, you know, do take what resonates with this pal, but it does feel like they keep their comments to themselves. So like there's a like, I think it's called toxic positivity, where they're like trying, and I don't have a good example for this one, but they try to say something helpful when it's really not that helpful. It could be something when it comes to your finances, like, oh, you could try this other method, and then you end up spending more money like that, right? If you tried their method. So it's one of those things where you notice that you think they're helping, but they're not really helping, or maybe their opinions might hurt in that way too. But yeah, it just feels like maybe because they're mothers, or you're confiding in mothers too because of your issues, your fertility journey. It could be like that, or just what makes you feel secure, your emotions. You confide in people, and maybe that's why your luck has turned, because you confided in the wrong people, or maybe because you were very honest and open about what you wanted, and they, you know, they judged you for it, and they, you know, that they thought it wasn't the wisest choice of investing your money. It could be like that. So do take what resonates, pal number 2, but that's more or less the route it's coming through. So next is pile number 3. Pile number 3, you guys have the Page of Cups upright on the left side. On the middle is the 8 of Cups reversed, and then for you, I forgot to say that the right side is represented by others, and you would be represented by the 4 of Swords reversed. So pile number 3, what is the gossip about your money? It feels that maybe the gossip specifically aimed at maybe a male figure, more men. There's more men aimed at this, even if you're not a female. This one's based more on men, or a man, specifically one person, gossiping about that. Maybe someone that had feelings for you, someone that's just playful, or just not that invested, or maybe they're still getting to know you, or they kind of know you very little, right? It could be one of those things, but not necessarily superficial. It's just their emotions don't run as deep as they could. It just feels like that. And with the 8 of Cups reversed, much of the gossip is about how you keep doing the same cycles, or not doing anything better for yourself. You're trying to take action with this. Why do I sound like that? So snobby. Sorry. It does feel like you're trying to take action. You're trying to get off your laurels. Let me take a sip of water before I continue, because I feel my throat's going weird. I do feel that you're trying to take action, which is great. Maybe you're also recuperating, so maybe okay, well, one scenario that I thought of was maybe you're chronically weak, or like ill frequently, or you know, your emotions make you sick. Maybe there's hormonal imbalances, right? So it could be one of those things that you are trying to really work on, and maybe like you needed some resting time, or you needed some vacation time, or you needed some time to recuperate from, you know, those ill moments, or like unforeseen moments that you saw like coming, right? and it just caused you like instability, emotional turmoil. So it could be that you tried to walk away from it, but you did the best you could. It's just, it was out of your hands, right? To some extent. And I think now you're taking the opportunity to kind of level the field by taking action and doing things differently in terms of your finances. And that's why it took a big blow, because you were taking care of these things, or trying to invest in your health, trying to invest in your rest period. It could be even you just vacationing, like a mental thing, mental breaks. You just vacationing because you needed that like time off. So I feel for this pal, they see you, like the gossip about you would be this particular male is gossiping because they want to make themselves look good in front of you. Like, I'm like not the savior, but what's not necessarily the knight in shining armor, but that person you can rely on for your emotions, or that person that was always there since the beginning. Like, not trying to gaslight you in a sense, but could be for some, but I feel more so that they just want to look like they were there at the right time. That right opportunity came in. They just stepped in. It feels like, wow, you were just there magnificently, like standing there, and like you took my hand and you picked me up and you fixed me up. Like, maybe it's like that kind of feeling for this, but it just feels like this man, who's a young man too, a flamboyant man, a flirtatious man maybe, a man in his feelings. This man is particularly gossiping about you and your finances, and it's draining you, or you just maybe don't know how to like push them away too. It just feels like, even if it wasn't some of the previous scenarios that I gave, it's hard for you to say no or like push them away because they're just kind of always around you. Like, it's like a fly. Like, you try to swat them, but they're just kind of there, and you're just trying to recuperate and focus on yourself. You're trying to focus on your mental health and your emotions, and just working on the inner self, your spirituality maybe, or just your well-being, things that are not going to be tangible. And this person's just kind of ruining for you, ruining the vibes too. So their gossip relates more to in the way where they're getting in your way. They're getting in your way, and they're frustrating you, and maybe because their confession, or they're trying to take you out on dates, you're wasting money, not frivolously, but just unnecessarily, when you know you could be spending it on yourself, or you know you could be focusing that on yourself. Very independent energy, but unfortunately maybe not fully like recovered. It just feels like you're barely getting up off your feet. You're just trying to do your best that you can, but this person's just like sticky. I think this person's just in the way. And maybe you might like that for some people, but not everyone in this particular pal would like that. But it is specifically a person. So whether they gossip good or bad, it's totally up to you. You decide intuitively with your intuition. You're more than welcome to practice that as well. In my readings, I enjoy that. But I do feel that specifically this male is just kind of in the way of your finances. Maybe it's because they always like to make you feel good, for example, or that friend, like maybe it's a friend. It doesn't always have to be like a love interest, but if it's a male friend, it's like, oh, let's go out this place to eat, right? And it's like maybe pricey, or they take you on a day where there's not like specials or coupons. It could be like that, and you're like, oh, I didn't want to waste money, and they're like, no, come on, you're gonna have a great time. It could be like that. Or they want to do stuff and it's like you pay. Or scenarios where you know that you're gonna have to put out money. I feel frustrated here, like, just put it out. Don't do it. Yeah, no, not so much like a sugar mama kind of thing. It just feels like they try to help, but they're not as helpful, for example, because you wasting your money is not gonna help you in any way, right? But again, do take what resonates. It just feels like the gossip about your income has to do with the fact that you're recuperating from your heartbreaks, maybe from an emotional state, from your mental health. It's just you're finally slowly feeling comfortable to do more things, and this person's just just feels like they're trying to take advantage of that because you have a good heart. So yeah, it just feels like this person just knows like when to like get you to waste more money maybe, or when to know that it's the time to be like, oh, just help me out, or kind of stuff, like invest in me. Focus on me. It could be like that. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much, and please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It helps me out with my algorithm, and I'll see you soon. So bye everybody.